like to welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting order, open roll call.
Goodell?
Here.
Rusher?
Here.
Hader?
Here.
I need a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
Move to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Need a motion to approve the minutes of the September 9th, 2013 regular council meeting.
Moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then we need a motion to approve the August treasurer's report.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Under communications, anything from the public in attendance this evening? If not, Clint, we'll move on to People Service Monthly Report.
Well, things are progressing fairly good down at the water plant. They've gotten the ephes on the outside. We started putting a lot of that up. And a lot of the work now will be done inside. Their electricians wire light fixtures. There's some control panels that are being put in. The electricians did pull the wire to the new, basically for the new main feed that's in. Mid-America was supposed to set the new transformer last week, but that thunderstorm went through. They had got called out north for outages, so we're just waiting for them to come back and set that. And we may have to shut all the power down for, they figure about 2 hours it'll take them to redo that, but hopefully we can get through that with no glitches or anything. So, other than that, like I said, they're moving right along. They did do a lot of, they cleaned up outside quite a bit. IPD did, and the housekeeping was brought up, and they have cleaned up quite a bit outside and that. But other than that, there's not too much else going on. Any questions, comments from anybody here?
We're working off the old water tower or the new water tower right now?
The old, both of them. We're actually,
We are talking then?
well, there's no radio telemetry upward. Kind of shooting from our hips a little bit.
Okay.
And we just kind of watch it during the day. We open it up and it does fill and empty and back and forth, and then we close her down towards the evening. So, but they're still waiting for the radio stuff to get in, and I have no idea when that's gonna come in. But we have got water in the old tower, and actually that's what kind of saved us during that power outage we had there. So.
No, we were concerned about the pipes and stuff. There with increased pressures. Have we seen any problems at all or no?
No calls, nothing. So everything's, we're concerned. Liguria Foods was a little concerned, but they've had no issues up there with it, and everything seems to be operating pretty good. So.
And you guys were pushing pretty hard when you were trying to overflow the tower with both
Yeah.
of them open, just to
Yeah,
get
we
it
wanted to try and see if we could overflow it with the other one online to the south one, but we couldn't. There was just too much being used in the system and that, so we never did overfill it like we wanted to. So, but like I said, we're just kind of, by the day, we're just opening up, letting it do its thing, and then shutting her off towards the evening. So, because the old system, I don't think was really designed to use 2 towers at once, so it gets overworked pretty good. So, but once the new high service pumps are up on that should be taken care of. So.
Have we noticed any increased pressures as far as for businesses and stuff?
No,
Have we done
no.
any- I mean, has it helped any or
I think
not?
mathematically it works out. It should only increase maybe about 4 pounds, PSI 4, maybe 5 if that. Liguria Foods is obviously my biggest concern. I don't think they've noticed any real
Just a
big
gallons
change.
per minute. We were supposed to gain a lot of it. That was our main help.
The big thing is when you open up those fire hydrants, you know, what is that, the residual? Is it static? What's static and
Static.
residual? One of them drops
Yeah.
significantly when you open them up. And,
Right.
and making sure that they have fire pressure or fire suppression. You've got enough gallons per minute and enough PSI that they can do what they need to do to
Yeah.
pop the sprinklers and
Yeah, yep.
put out a fire.
So I think the recirculation pump up there, the new tower, they still have some bugs to work out of it. It's not quite working right, so for the winter time to recirculate the water so it doesn't freeze. So
Questions for Clint?
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Clint. All right. First order of new business, we have a request to place a cross in the right-of-way on 16th Avenue North from Deb Lieberg, and Deb is with us this evening, so.
I just have a simple request. That should be a non-issue. I've talked to Mid-American, and they said they have the easement, right-of-way easement for 1.5 feet around their telephone pole, or electrical poles. But it's from the city. Mid-American said I can put anything, anybody can put anything according to them within that 1.5 feet, but we need to get permission from the city to do it. And that's what I'm asking on behalf of myself and anybody else that wants to put beside electrical pole in Humboldt.
I reached out to the city attorney, and his concern was, and I'll just read his statements, that there's a question as to whether where the right-of-way actually exists. Obviously, there was a lawsuit pertaining to that, but even with that being defined, when you confirm the boundaries of the right-of-way, you then need to determine whether the city has the authority to allow sub-users of the right-of-way. For example, when it was originally acquired as an easement, it was for road purposes, and it's a question of whether the city has the authority to expand that use in the easement beyond what's normally required for roads, such as utilities and things like that. And then lastly, there's an issue about the fact that it would actually be considered a form of signage, and so it would fall under the sign ordinance at that point. So just some comments that the city attorney had on potential hazards with granting authority to put something in the right of way at that point. So I guess,
Do we have much of a sign ordinance anymore? Did that kind of?
no, we've still definitely got the sign ordinance.
Is this like what we?
No, we've sent some notices out on the sign ordinance. There's still $30 application fee when everybody puts up a new sign. They go through that process. Steve goes through and takes a look at them, makes sure it proves that it works with the ordinance. So, I guess it's kind of a tough situation because I think that Eric would argue that the city really doesn't have the authority to extend permission to use a right-of-way in that sense to allow a sign to go up.
Even though Mid-America said they could.
Well, Mid-American said that they have the authority through the city. The city has the authority through the original easement for that right-of-way. And so you run into a problem of it's like similar to a utility easement. You can only work on utilities, you can only do the work that's actually specified in that easement, in that area. Otherwise, you're going beyond what's allowed in that section. So it's something where Eric had kind of short notice on this. I've been working with him on several different issues. It's something where I can have him come speak to the council about it, but I think it's very difficult for the city to grant authority in that area.
What do you have in mind?
Just a little 3-foot tall cross with initials, painted blue with initials on it.
What would the size be?
It's made out of 2x4s, and it's 3 foot tall.
And has the problem been you put it up and it keeps getting taken down?
Yes.
Is that what I understood?
Yes, it keeps getting
That's what I don't
stolen.
understand. I mean, I just don't understand why.
And I can't do anything about it. We've had over $500 worth of stuff taken from out there. The kids put footballs out, the kids put crosses and flowers out. Everything keeps getting stolen. We cannot do anything legally about it unless we have permission from the city, who has the easement rights, because you've given the easement to Mid-American.
I don't have a problem with the cross out there.
It seems like a non-issue to me. Mark?
I own the land, and we don't want signage out there. And when the easement was given, it was given for road easement, not signage easement. It would be like giving easement for Pizza Hut to put a Pizza Hut sign in front of Pasquale's. I mean, it shouldn't be. It's our land, and the only thing we gave for easement there is the right of way. I don't need to look at her signs, they just, you know,
That's the
The
saddest
issue is
analogy I've
settled.
ever heard in my life.
if she wants to put signs, put them on her property, not ours. We actually own that.
If there's a signage issue, does somebody else, has he paid for his signs that are on the, in the city property? He has all kinds of no trespassing signs that are in city, in the easement area. I mean, if we're gonna go tit for tat. I don't wanna play dirty, I really don't wanna play dirty, this is a stupid thing to be arguing over. But you drive anywhere in the country, anywhere in Humboldt County, you see crosses, you see flowers, wherever there's been an accident, somebody's been killed.
Do you need a motion?
I would say we would, where's it gonna go if we get a motion on the deal? Let me ask you that.
Why don't we let you have more discussions with Eric about it before we proceed?
I would like to I'll have Eric come up and discuss this with you. Just because I have concerns, obviously, from talking with him, if we go down that road, that, you know, we've already ended up in a lawsuit once due to authorizing or removing signage. It's a very dangerous ground to tread upon. So, let me have the city attorney come back up and we can discuss it with him at the council meeting.
Is that all right, Deb, if you come back? We'll have Eric
I guess,
here.
I don't
know where, unfortunately, I don't know where to go.
I mean, just make sure when you talk to him that if my signs can't be there, nobody else can have signs in the right of way. I mean, the survey tabs are there, like we're sitting right over here on the edge of the city property. So, I mean, everybody in the county can go out and see where his property lines are.
I'll contact Eric and have him come.
Next meeting, or when do you think?
If you can make it to the next meeting.
We'll let you know today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you a call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we need a motion to approve setting Thursday, October 31st, 2013, from 5:30 till 7:30 p.m. as trick-or-treat night in the city of Humboldt. Standard.
Same as last year. Added, I think 2 years ago, we added 30 minutes from 5 o'clock to 5:30, just to allow people travel time if they were in Fort Dodge to get their kids ready and get back to their homes.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we need a motion to approve the renewal of a Class C beer permit, a Class B wine permit, carry-out wine, and Sunday sales permit for Shopko Stores Operating Company, LLC doing business as Shopko, hometown number 664. Everything in order, Gloria?
Yes, it is.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we need a motion for a new 5-day Class C liquor license, an outdoor service area for Pheasants Forever Incorporated, doing business as the annual Pheasants Forever banquet effective November 16th through the 20th.
Everything's fine for that one, too.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then we need a motion to approve the renewal of a Class C liquor license, Sunday sales privilege, and outdoor service privilege for Dennis D. McCullough, doing business as the Prowler.
Everything's in order.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We need a motion to approve the renewal of a Class C liquor license, outdoor service area, and Sunday sales privilege for Larry Davidson, doing business as Westig's Restaurant and Reception.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we need a motion to adjourn the city council meeting at 5:50 p.m.
Move.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We need a motion to come to order as Drainage District 13A trustees at 5:50 p.m.
Move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? This being the time and place for the scheduled public hearing and the commissioners' reports for Humboldt County Drainage District 13A, I will resume the public hearing at 5:51. Aaron, comments?
I'll leave it to the experts.
David or Rick?
Do you have any written objections pursuant to the revised commissioner's report that was filed on September 10th? You have one?
One here,
We
I
have
know.
two, there was one in their packets as well.
Okay, so those have been received. If everyone recalls, the last meeting we had, we adjourned in order to give the commissioners the opportunity to review the classification. And I had met with Rick Hopper, and there were some issues that he was going to review with the other commissioners. They met, they reviewed, and they revised their classification. They filed it on September 10th as we requested, and the public hearing was set for tonight. Upon further review, we have found at least one issue that will require the numbers to be changed. There's a parcel of property that was not given notice of the improvement, and therefore that property cannot be assessed. Approximately, an assessment that was approximately $5,000. So that amount of money will have to be redistributed, and the classification will have to be redone. That's a matter of cranking through the numbers. I don't know what the program is like, Rick, but I'm assuming that you put in another number and it will just simply crank out the new numbers. I don't think it's done like that, is it?
Right.
Thank goodness. So we know that there's that one change that will occur. For the sake of tonight, you do have a revised commissioner's report, and I would suggest that the board hear any comments that there are about the commissioner's report as revised, because I think if there were any major changes on theory or any other reason that the commissioners revised it as it is now, there might be comment on that. But basically what I'm going to suggest happen after you have your public hearing session is that you instruct the commissioners to revise their report or their classification